All right, listen up. Our little town, Blackwood Creek, looks like something out of a postcard, right? All quiet streets and friendly faces. But let me tell you, there's stuff buried here deep down that'll give you nightmares for weeks. And it all centers around that house. You know the one. The old Miller place on Oak Haven Road. It's been empty forever. Nobody goes near it. And seriously, because of that house, so many families in this town have just suffered. If anyone hears this and has any idea what could be going on, any kind of solution, please reach out. Seriously. The person who told me this story, she specially asked for anyone with answers to share them. So, I grew up here in Blackwood Creek, but I did most of my school and college stuff away from home. But I'd always come back for visits, every year. And since I was a kid, I noticed that one house just down the street from my grandparents. Always closed up. Creepy vibe. And whenever I asked any of the adults about it, they'd either shut me down or just change the subject real quick. The other kids, they'd just get quiet. Nobody wanted to talk about the old Miller place. Year after year, my curiosity just grew. What was the deal with that house? What happened there? Finally, I cornered my best friend, Lisa. I practically begged her. "Come on, Lisa," I said. "You've lived here your whole life. What's the story with that house?" Lisa was super hesitant at first, genuinely scared to even talk about it. But I kept pushing. Finally, she sighed, like she was carrying this heavy weight, and started telling me. She said it happened maybe 25 years ago. There was this big family living in that house, the Millers. And in that family, there were two cousins, Jake and Emily. Now, they were first cousins, but they were closer than most brothers and sisters you'd ever meet. Seriously. They were their example everyone in town used. Siblings should be like Jake and Emily. They were super tight, always had each other's backs. Time passed, they grew up. Emily got a job in the city, something at a bank or a company. Jake stayed here, worked at the local co-op. But after Emily moved away, a month or two in, she started changing. When she came back for weekend visits, she was different, distant, kind of arrogant, Didn't seem to care about the family as much. And she barely talked to Jake. Jake tried talking to her, asking what was up, but she'd just blow him off. Her attitude just got worse. Jake got really worried. He just had this feeling something was wrong. So one day Jake went to the city. He checked around near where Emily worked. And that's when he found out the messed up truth. Emily was seeing some guy. And not just seeing him, but they were apparently pretty serious. Maybe past the point of just dating. Jake dug a little deeper and found out this guy was totally bad news. Not serious about Emily at all. Jake realized his sister was heading for a train wreck. He just wanted to help her, save her from messing up her life. He came straight back to Blackwood Creek. He went to Emily's parents, his aunt and uncle, and told them everything. When Emily found out Jake had done that, she flipped. She was absolutely furious. She felt totally betrayed, humiliated. How dare he tell her parents? In front of everyone, she felt like he'd ruined her reputation. From that day on, she refused to talk to Jake. She'd come home but wouldn't even look at him. Jake thought maybe with time she'd cool down and understand he did it because he cared. He thought she'd realize he was just trying to protect her. But Emily had something else brewing. She wanted revenge for that humiliation. It was maybe a month or so after that fight. Emily came home one day. She found Jake. And then she started crying. Really fake dramatic crying. She went up to him, sobbing. "Jake, you were right. I was wrong." And she threw her arms around him, hugging him super tight while she cried. Jake, poor guy, was trying to comfort her. And suddenly she screamed, just shrieked at the top of her lungs. The whole family came running. "What is it? What happened?" they were shouting. And just like that, Emily's face changed. No more tears, just pure nastiness. She pointed at Jake. He tried to force himself on me." Jake's jaw dropped. His eyes went wide. "What are you talking about?" That's crazy." His parents were in shock. "Emily, he's your brother." "Yeah," she spat. "I thought he was my brother too. But today, he tried to do something awful to me. Nobody could believe it, but Emily was crying, screaming, sounding so convincing. The family looked at Jake like he was a monster. Jake kept yelling, 'I didn't do anything. She's lying.' But they wouldn't listen. They believed Emily. The whole family turned against him. They cut him off completely. Jake was devastated. The sister he loved more than anyone, who he tried to protect, had done this to him. He couldn't handle the shame, the betrayal. He sank into a deep depression, and just 3 or 4 days later, he hanged himself from an old oak tree just outside of town. And you know what? Even after he died, his family didn't even cry. And the story that spread through town? That Jake was the bad guy, that he'd tried to do something awful and couldn't face it. That's how Emily got her revenge, and it cost Jake his life. But things didn't end there, not even close. Maybe a year or 2 after Jake died, Emily got married. She moved away from Blackwood Creek with her husband. Things seemed normal again for a bit. Then, maybe 3 years later, Emily came back for a visit with her young son. And that's when she saw it. When she drove into town, she noticed weird stuff hanging outside almost every house. Like ritualistic things, charms, you know, on practically every single front porch. She got to her family's house and asked what was going on, and that's when she found out. Since she'd left, something terrible had started happening in town. In houses where there were brothers and sisters, the sisters were dying suddenly. No reason, just dying. Emily first thought it was a coincidence. She'd probably blocked out what happened with Jake. But after a few days, she realized this wasn't just a coincidence. The story wasn't just a story. It was real. One day, she was home, doing stuff around the house. She was heading towards the kitchen, and she saw it. Something shiny, flickering in the doorway. She looked closer and saw a shadow. And in the shadow, she clearly saw Jake's face. She screamed, absolutely freaked out. The family rushed in. She tried to explain, but they just said, No, you're imagining things. You haven't been back in a long time. Maybe you're just missing Jake." She insisted, "No, why would I be missing him? I saw him." Anyway, they calmed her down. But after that day, Emily got sick. And she just got worse and worse. They took her to doctors, priests, even some kind of spiritual healer. Nothing worked. About 25 days after she saw that thing, Emily suddenly died. When they found her, they said her neck looked like someone had strangled her, like there were handprints. But there was no evidence, no killer, nothing. They say that was the 15th unexplained death in Blackwood Creek that nobody could figure out. After that, Emily's parents, since she was their only kid, they were just broken and terrified. They packed up and left that house, and it's been empty ever since. For about 2 years after Emily died, things were quiet, but then it started again. If a sister in town fought with her brother, even just a little argument, within days, she'd be dead. This whole thing, nobody has ever solved it. The townspeople have tried everything. They've done rituals, brought in people to try and cleanse the old Miller place. Nothing has worked. Is it really possible? Is Jake's spirit still in that house, or maybe tied to the town? Is he punishing sisters who betray their brothers? Or maybe just any sister who fights with her brother? It feels like it, doesn't it? So yeah, if you're a sister listening to this, maybe just try and be nice to your brother, okay? Seriously, it's important. Because most of the time, they really do care about you, even if they show it in a weird way, or if it feels like they're against you. In the long run, they usually have your back. Now, I'm not saying put up with abuse or anything messed up. If your brother is genuinely harming you, obviously get help. Talk to your parents or someone. But for the little stuff, maybe just let it go. Because this story, the one Emily's revenge started, it's still going on, and nobody knows how to stop it. The house is still there, and the fear, it's definitely still here. Anyway, that's the story Jyoti shared, and like she said, there's no known fix for this. If you have any ideas, anything at all, please drop it in the comments. We're desperate. All right, catch you in the next story. Stay safe out there.